Okay, once again, welcome to all in TechUp classes. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Manish Singh, and I am Mechanical Engineering faculty, and I have done MTech from IIT Delhi in Production Engineering branch in 2013. And my latest GATE rank is AIR 192 in GATE 2020. And I'm also Engineering Services exam written qualified, and I have 9+ years of teaching experience for GATE and Engineering Services exam. Now, friends, this is video lecture series of strength of material, and this is module 2, lecture number 1. करेक्ट। तो इससे पहले दोस्तों प्रीवियसली 5 लेक्चर्स ऑलरेडी हो चुके हैं जिसमें हमने डिस्कस किया था टाइप्स ऑफ इंट्रोडक्शन ऑफ मैकेनिक्स, टाइप्स ऑफ लोड एंड दियर टाइप्स एंड दियर रिप्रेजेंटेशन। करेक्ट। तो ये सारी चीजें हम ऑलरेडी मॉड्यूल 1 में डिस्कस कर चुके हैं। नेक्स्ट हम लोग मॉड्यूल 2 पढ़ने वाले हैं, दैट इज सिंपल स्ट्रेस एंड स्ट्रेन। करेक्ट। सो दिस इज लेक्चर नंबर 1 ऑफ दिस मॉड्यूल 2। सो वंस अगेन लेट्स क्रैक द गेट। चलिए स्टार्ट करते हैं। First of all, stress. Correct. How to define this term stress? So stress is nothing but it is defined as the intensity of, is that clear? It is defined as the intensity of internal resistance force. मैं इसे शॉर्ट में कहूंगा IRF, internal resistance force offered by the material against the deformation when it is subjected to an external load. अब इसका मीनिंग क्या है तो चलिए देखते हैं इस फ्री बॉडी डायग्राम के थ्रू, इस एग्जांपल के थ्रू। सपोज हियर वी हैव अ मेंबर लाइक दिस। This is our member and this is centroidal longitudinal axis of this member. Correct. And it has its cross section area like this, that is rectangular cross section area. Like this. Correct. Okay. Now first of all I'm going to draw its centroidal axis of this cross section. Like this. Okay. Now its one end is fixed like this. Okay. Now this member is subjected to an axial load like this. Is it clear? Then what will happen? This is external applied load. Is it clear? This is external applied load and this is nothing but this is P. Now here the definition is it is defined as the intensity of internal resistance force. Intensity means internal resistance force per unit area. Yes or no? Intensity means internal resistance force per unit area. So stress is nothing but it is defined as the intensity of internal resistance force offered by the material against the deformation. Remember this thing, offered by the material against the deformation when it is subjected to an external load, then this is called as stress. So let's see in this example, suppose here we have a member like this which is subjected to an axial load P. Now first here I am going to cut a section because we want to find how much resistance is offered by this material, yes or no? And for this we need to cut the section like this, that is XX. Now here I am going to draw its free body diagram. Then you can see here it is looking like this. This is right portion of the cross section, right portion of the cross section, correct? Okay. And this is centroidal axis. First here I am going to apply external load जो कि already यहाँ पे act हो रहा है. And this one is looking like this. Now tell me whether this system, this free body diagram is in equilibrium. Then the answer is no, this is not in equilibrium. Then when we will get equilibrium position, now just by applying a reaction, yes or no, and then you can see this reaction force is nothing but this is a resistance force offered by the material. जो आप लोड अप्लाई कर रहे हो उसी के अगेंस्ट में ये मटेरियल एक रेजिस्टेंस ऑफर कर रहा है throughout the cross section area of this member. Is it clear? Like this. And if the stress distribution is uniform, then it can be represented like this. Yes or no? This is sigma A. Is it clear? And this force individually we can say this is nothing but this is internal resistance force, and each and every section we have one force, one internal resistance force. Yes or no? Correct. So instead of applying multiple forces, we can take its resultant, yes or no, which is acting at its centroidal axis, and it is represented by like this. Yes or no? This is resultant internal resistance force, that is F, and this is cross section XX. Now for equilibrium condition of this section, the external load P must be equal to this internal resistance force. Yes or no? And from this definition we know that stress can be represented like this. You can see here stress can be represented like this: internal resistance force per unit area. Yes or no? And this internal resistance force is nothing but this is F by A, and since this section is in equilibrium, therefore P is equal to F. So simply stress can be written as load upon area. Yes or no? Stress can be written as load upon area. But remember one thing, this expression is only valid when the stress distribution is uniform. Is it clear? Correct? This expression is valid only when the stress distribution is uniform. If it is not uniform, then this stress can be simply written as del P by del A. And this is valid for all kind of load variation with respect to area. Yes or no? Correct? And this is generalized form of stress, and this is only valid when the stress distribution is, here I am going to write stress distribution is uniform. Correct? This is called as stress. Now suppose if you want to represent this stress in this diagram, then how you can represent? Remember one thing, stress is always acting against the applied load. Is it clear? जो जो भी फोर्स एक्ट हो रहा है उसके अगेंस्ट में लग रहा है. इज इट क्लियर? Stress is always acting opposite to the applied load. That's why it is represented against the applied load. Yes or no? So the direction of stress is always opposite to the direction of applied load. Is it clear? Therefore it can be it can be represented like this. And here we assume this stress is uniformly distributed. That's why here we can represent like this stress. Yes or no? Correct. This is stress distribution due to this load. Yes or no? This load P. Is it clear? इस load P की वजह से stress का distribution कुछ इस तरह से होगा. This is nothing but this is called as axial stress. Is it clear? Now if we can write units of stresses, then you can see here we have many units. Like first one, that is sigma is equal to force upon area. Yes or no? Sigma is equal to force upon area. Yes or no? And its unit is, SI unit is Newton per meter square. Yes or no? And remember one thing, 1 Newton per meter square is also written as 1 Pascal. And since the intensity of stress is very much higher, yes or no, that's why it is always represented in megapascal. And 1 megapascal is nothing but this is equal to 10 to the power 6 Pascal. Is it clear? And similarly, 1 Newton, remember again, another unit, that is 1 gigapascal. Correct? 1 gigapascal is equal to either 10 to the power 3 megapascal or 10 to the power 9 Pascal. Correct? Now as we know that 1 Newton per meter square can also be written as 1 Newton, and instead of writing meter square here I am going to represent in millimeter. Therefore it can be written as 10 to the power 6 millimeter, because 1 meter square is equal to 10 to the power 6 millimeter square. Yes or no? Therefore it can be written as 10 to the power minus 6 Newton per millimeter square, or simply it can be written as 1 Newton per millimeter square is equal to 10 to the power 6 Newton per meter square, or it can be written as 10 to the power 6 Pascal, or simply it can be written as 1 megapascal. So remember one thing, this unit is very useful for our strength of material point of view. Correct? 1 Newton per millimeter square can also be written as directly 1 megapascal. Is it clear? So these are the various units which are used in strength of material for representation of stresses. Is it clear? Now next topic is, that is types of stresses. So here we have two types of stresses. Correct? Here we have two broad categories of stresses, that is normal stress another one, that is shear stress. Correct? And this normal stress further divided into two subgroups, that is axial normal stress जिसे हम लोग स्टडी करेंगे इन केस ऑफ बार. Correct? In case of bar, and it is represented by sigma A, and this is nothing but this is P upon area. Correct? Another stress, that is bending stress. Bending stress is also a normal stress. And it will be studied in case of beam, correct? And it is represented by sigma B, and this is nothing but this is my I into y, or simply it can be written as sigma B is equal to my z, where z is a section modulus Z is a section modulus, I is a moment of inertia, correct? And if this moment is acting about x-axis, then this moment of inertia must be taken about x-axis. Is it clear? Remember, this is very important point. If the moment is acting, bending moment is acting about x-axis, then this moment of inertia is always taken about x-axis. Is it clear? Now, if we talk about shear stress, then again, here we have two types of shear stress. Either direct shear stress or torsional shear stress. Correct? Direct shear stress or torsional shear stress. Now if we talk about direct shear stress, that it is represented by tau, and it is nothing but this is either force upon area, or it can be written as F. Tau is equal to force F A y bar upon I B. Again दोस्तों हम इसको स्टडी करेंगे in case of stresses in beam. Is it clear? Now if we talk about torsional shear stress, then this is nothing but it can be represented by T is equal to T by J into R, where J is a polar moment of inertia. Correct? This is polar moment of inertia. And it can also be written as T by ZP, where ZP is a polar section modulus. Correct? J is a polar section modulus. Is it clear? Sorry. So remember this thing, here we have only 4 types of stresses in strength of material, correct? And the whole subject is based on these 4 stresses, correct? So हम लोग फर्दर डिस्कशन में वन बाय वन ईच एंड एवरी स्ट्रेसेस को डिस्कस करने वाले हैं, करेक्ट है? नाउ लेट्स सी what is normal stress and how to represent this normal stress, correct? So normal stress is nothing but it is a stress when the stress is acting, when the stress is acting perpendicular to the cross section. When the stress is acting perpendicular to the cross section, then this is called as normal stress. Is it clear? Now let's see how to represent this normal stress. Suppose here we have a member, any structural or structural member or machine element. And this is centroidal axis. And suppose its one end is fixed. Now if this member is subjected to a load like this, you can see here a load which is acting like this. And now you can see since this load is acting perpendicular to this cross section. Is it clear? This load is acting perpendicular to this cross section. Therefore, due to this load, this member is subjected to a stress which is also perpendicular to cross section. You can see here it is looking like this. Is it clear? And this stress is acting perpendicular to cross section. Is it clear? Or suppose if you want to see in 3 dimension, then it can be represented like this. Correct? This is cross section. Is it clear? This plane is a cross sectional plane. And now you can see this load is acting perpendicular to this cross section along this line of action. Yes or no? तो इसके रिस्पेक्ट में जो स्ट्रेस का डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन होगा दोस्तों, इट इज लुकिंग लाइक दिस. Now you can see it is like stress is acting like this, and from this cross section, इस क्रॉस सेक्शन से आप देख सकते हो these stresses are perpendicular, yes or no? Why? Because this plane is made by x and y axis and this stress is acting along z axis. तो आप कह सकते हो this is perpendicular to this cross section, yes or no? तो आई थिंक आपको समझ में आ गया कि हाउ टू रिप्रेजेंट नॉर्मल स्ट्रेस एंड व्हाट इज नॉर्मल स्ट्रेस. सिंपली रिमेंबर वन थिंग, व्हेन द स्ट्रेस इज एक्टिंग परपेंडिकुलर टू द क्रॉस सेक्शन, इस क्रॉस सेक्शनल प्लेन के परपेंडिकुलर अगर स्ट्रेस एक्ट हो रहा है, then we can say this is normal stress, yes or no? Similarly, if we talk about shear stress, then you can see here, suppose here we have a block like this. करेक्ट, एक ऐसा ब्लॉक है. Now you can see force is acting like this, parallel to this surface. Correct, force is acting like this, and due to this force, what will happen? This box or this element may deform like this, yes or no? करेक्ट दोस्तों, ये जो डिफॉर्मेशन हो रहा है किसकी वजह से हो रहा है? बिकॉज ऑफ दिस लोड. एंड नाउ यू कैन सी दिस लोड इज नथिंग बट दिस इज एक्टिंग पैरेलल टू द क्रॉस सेक्शन. इस अगर सपोज इस प्लेन को हम कंसीडर करें तो दिस इज पैरेलल टू दिस, यस और नो? चलिए एक और एग्जांपल के थ्रू बताता हूं. सपोज वी हैव अ मेंबर लाइक दिस. अनदर एग्जांपल, सपोज वी हैव अ मेंबर लाइक दिस. करेक्ट, now you can see this end is fixed. And this is cross section, yes or no? This is centroidal y-axis and this is centroidal x-axis. Now see here, in this case the load is acting like this. And you can see here this load is acting parallel to this cross section, yes or no? इस क्रॉस सेक्शन के पैरेलल एक्ट हो रहा है. तो whenever we have a load in such a way that which is acting parallel to the cross section, then it will produce a shear stress, yes or no? Correct. तो shear stress की आइडेंटिफिकेशन क्या होगी? shear stress is nothing but when the stress is acting parallel to the cross section, then this is called as shear stress. Is it clear? Then it is called as shear stress, yes or no? और एक और बढ़िया एग्जांपल आपने देखा होगा. चलिए एक और एग्जांपल के साथ में इसको एंड करो shear stress डिस्कशन को. Suppose we have a two plates and we need to make a joint सेमी परमानेंट टाइप, इज इट क्लियर? और लैप जॉइंट आपको बनाना है। Like this, here we have two plates like this and we need to make a joint, lap joint. तो सिंपली कैसे हम बना सकते हैं? by using a rivet, yes or no? करेक्ट। ये चलिए मैं इसका सिर्फ लॉन्गिट्यूडिनल प्लेन शो करता हूं ओनली, देन ये ज्यादा क्लियर होगा। करेक्ट। तो दोस्तों यहाँ पे कुछ इस तरीके से हम रिवेट अप्लाई करके इसे इनके बीच में ज्वाइंट क्रिएट कर सकते हैं, यस और नो? Like this. Now if this system is subjected to force like this, you can see here this is a force which is acting on it, is it clear? Then you can see here, due to this force, this rivet may fails like this. Yes or no? It may fails like this. तो ये फेलियर किसकी वजह से हुआ? When this rivet is subjected to a load like this. इज इट क्लियर? और इस लोड की वजह से यहाँ पे जो स्ट्रेस आ रहा है दोस्तों, दिस स्ट्रेस इज कॉल्ड एज शियर स्ट्रेस। इज इट क्लियर? लाइक दिस। तो ये जो स्ट्रेसेस यहाँ पे इंड्यूस हो रहे हैं, दिस इज कॉल्ड एज शियर स्ट्रेस। सो रिमेंबर वन थिंग, whenever we have load which is parallel to the cross section, हम यहाँ पे देख सकते हो इस रिवेट के क्रॉस सेक्शन के पैरेलली एक्ट हो रहा है। whenever we have a load parallel to the cross section, then this is called as shear stress. और याद रखना shear stress कभी भी अकेले एक्ट नहीं होता। तो यहाँ पे हम लोग पढ़ने वाले कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री shear stress, कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री shear stress। इज इट क्लियर? सो इसके लिए चलिए सबसे पहले मैं आपको बता दूं कि हियर फर्स्ट वी कंसीडर अ सेक्शन लाइक दिस। This is an element and its length is A, its width is B and height is C. Now if this element is subjected to a load parallel to this cross section, another load which is acting parallel to this cross section, yes or no? Suppose this is A, B, C, D and this is E, F, G, H, करेक्ट? तो यहाँ पे दो फोर्स एक्ट हो रहा है, वन फोर्स इज एक्टिंग एट ABCD plane and another force which is acting parallel to ABCD plane, that is EFGH plane, correct? And now you can see here we have two force with equal in magnitude there and they have some eccentricity also, yes or no? यहाँ पे क्या है दोस्तों, here we have some eccentricity and because of this eccentricity they will produce a couple, yes or no? And suppose you can see here, if our reference axis system is like this is z axis, this is y axis, and this is our x axis. Now with respect to this reference axis, moment about z axis produced by these two equal and opposite force, it can be written as simply tau. this is tau, correct? इसे हम tau से represent करें तो tau. अब इसे आप सबसे पहले फोर्स बनाओ तो फोर्स क्या होता है? shear stress or any stress into a multiplication of area, yes or no? Stress into area is called as force. And what about area? Then area is nothing but the area is ABCD plane, yes or area for this stress is taken as ABCD plane, yes or no? ABCD plane area, and its magnitude is A into B, yes or no? This is force. And now if we multiply this gap, that is C, यहाँ पे दोनों फोर्स के बीच में गैप क्या है? C gap, yes or no? Then we can get a couple like this, tau into AB into C, yes or no? And because of this couple, this element can rotate, yes or no? There, और अगर ये rotate हो रहा है, it means कि ये system equilibrium में नहीं है. Then how to make this system is in equilibrium? Then it is only possible by applying a stress like this, correct? Opposite to the direction of applied stress. And suppose this is tau prime. Then again you can see this tau prime can also produces a couple, that is tau dash into what about area? Again area is nothing but this is, sorry, area is nothing but this is B into C, yes or no? Area of this cross section, correct? And this is nothing but this is tau dash into B into C. And for movement it can be multiplied by a length, that is A, in between AB FE plane and CD HG plane, yes or no? This is A. And now simply we can say for equilibrium position, for equilibrium condition, this mz is equal to mz. Yeah, simply if this is mz and this is mz prime, then mz must be is equal to mz prime, yes or no? Or simply you can write tau into A into B into C is equal to tau dash into B into C into A, yes or no? And this is cancel out with this, and here we can get tau is equal to tau prime, correct? तो याद रखना, this tau prime is called as complementary shear stress. Is it clear? So whenever a member is subjected to a torque T, then it will always subjected to a tau prime, that is complementary shear stress, yes or no? Correct? कभी भी टाउ अकेले कभी भी एक्ट नहीं होगा, इसके साथ साथ हमेशा टाउ डैश भी हमेशा एक्ट होगा विथ इक्वल मैग्नीट्यूड, यस और नो? तो याद रखना, टाउ इज कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री shear stress is always equal to the applied torque, yes or no? Is it clear? और ये टाउ डैश ऑटोमेटिकली इंड्यूस्ड होता है बाय कोहेसिव फोर्स बिटवीन द पार्टिकल्स, yes or no? करेक्ट? इस बॉडी में जो पार्टिकल्स, बिकॉज दिस इज अ सॉलिड बॉडी एंड इट इज मेड अप ऑफ इनफाइनाइट पार्टिकल्स, yes or no? And each particle is subjected to a cohesive force, and because of this cohesive force, yeah, simply you can say because of this internal resistance force offered by the material, here we can get a complementary shear stress. Is it clear? नेक्स्ट, रिप्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ स्टेट ऑफ स्ट्रेस. तो दोस्तों हमने इंडिविजुअली पढ़ा कि हाउ टू रिप्रेजेंट नॉर्मल स्ट्रेस, हाउ टू रिप्रेजेंट शियर स्ट्रेस, करेक्ट? एंड नाउ हियर आई एम गोइंग टू रिप्रेजेंट रिप्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ स्टेट ऑफ स्ट्रेस इन 2D एज वेल एज 3D. तो सबसे पहले हम 3D देखेंगे, देन 2D. 3D मीन्स 3 डायमेंशनल एंड 2D मीन्स 2 डायमेंशनली, करेक्ट है? तो नाउ लेट्स सी हियर. Here we have, this is reference axis system. Is it clear? Once again, This is Z axis. This is X axis. These are three mutual perpendicular axes. And this is Y axis. Is that clear? And similarly, here we consider a element, three-dimensional element like this. करेक्ट. नाउ यू कैन सी, ये ऑलरेडी मैं आपको बता चुका हूं. दिस इज जेड एक्सिस, दिस इज वाई एक्सिस एंड दिस इज एक्स एक्सिस, एंड दिस प्लेन इज कॉल्ड एज xy plane, or simply we can say z face. And similarly this is xz plane, or simply we can say y face. And this one is third mutual perpendicular plane, that is yz plane, or simply it can be written as x face. Yes or no? Now suppose this is centroidal point of this member, this particular cross section. Correct? So perpendicular to this cross sectional plane, here we have a normal stress, that is sigma, which is acting along z face. ये किस में एक्ट हो रहा है दोस्तों? This stress is acting in z face along z direction. Yes or no? And similarly, if I can represent this stress, then again you can see this stress is acting in z face and y direction. Yes or no? And similarly, if one stress is acting along x axis, then it can be represented by tau, which is acting in z face and x direction. So remember one thing, if it is written as tau xy, it means the first letter represents फेस कि किस फेस में एक्ट हो रहा है, एंड द सेकेंड लेटर रिप्रेजेंट्स डायरेक्शन. इज इट क्लियर? सो फॉर रिप्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ स्ट्रेस वी नीड मैग्नीट्यूड एज वेल एज डायरेक्शन एंड फेस ऑन विच दे इट एक्ट. ये नो, जिस आपको पता करना हो किस प्लेन में एक्ट हो रहा है, किस डायरेक्शन में एक्ट हो रहा है, एंड व्हाट इज द मैग्नीट्यूड ऑफ दिस पर्टिकुलर स्ट्रेस. yes or no? Correct? And similarly, if we can represent stress in this particular plane, then you can see here this stress is nothing but this is acting in y face and y direction. Yes or no? That's why it is represented by either tau yy, or simply it can be written as sigma yy, or simply it can be written as sigma y only. Correct hai? Yes or no? Or this is sigma z only. So in some books you can see the normal stress is also represented by tau, but here the prefix is tau yy. Yes or no? Tau yy or sigma yy or sigma y. Is it clear? And similarly, you can see here in this direction, this stress is acting in y phase and x direction, and here tau y phase z direction. Correct? And similarly, if I can represent stress in this plane, then you can see here you have sigma xx. Yes or no? And this is tau xz, and this is tau xy. Yes or no? Correct? And here once again you remember this thing, that is tau xy is always equal to tau yx, tau yz is always equal to tau zy, and tau xz is always equal to tau zx. These are the complementary shear stresses. Correct? So here we have 6 shear component. Yes or no? In 3 dimension. And another we have, that is sigma xx, sigma yy, and sigma zz. These are the 3 normal component. Yes or no? So for representation of state of stress in 3D, for representation of 3-dimensional state of stress, we need 9 stresses. Yes or no? we need 9 stresses, but out of these 9 stresses, these 3 stresses are equal with these 3 stresses, therefore only 3 stresses is required. Yes or no? क्योंकि ये तीनों stresses क्या होती है दोस्तों? Tau xy is equal to tau y, these are the complementary shear stress. Tau yz is equal to tau zy, these are also complementary shear stress to each other. Yes or no? And tau xz and tau zx is also complementary shear stresses. Since these stresses equal to this stress, therefore here we need only 3 shear stresses. Yes or no? अगर आपको सिर्फ 3 स्ट्रेसेस दी जाए, दैट इज टाउ एक्स वाई, टाउ वाई जेड एंड टाउ एक्स जेड, देन ऑटोमेटिकली आपको टाउ वाई एक्स, टाउ जेड वाई एंड टाउ जेड एक्स पता चल जाएगा. ये सार नो करेक्ट है. तो सिंपली याद रखना कि 3D में स्टेट ऑफ स्ट्रेस को रिप्रेजेंट करने के लिए एक्चुअल में 9 स्टेट ऑफ स्ट्रेस की रिक्वायरमेंट है, बट दीज 3 एंड दीज 3 अगर ये आपको पता है तो आप इजिली इसको रिप्रेजेंट कर सकते हो. इज इट क्लियर? नाउ सिमिलरली if we can represent टू डायमेंशनल स्टेट ऑफ स्ट्रेस. अब यहाँ पे दोस्तों स्टूडेंट्स को बहुत कंफ्यूजन होता है. नाउ यू कैन सी हियर, अगर आपको 2D में रिप्रेजेंट करना है स्टेट ऑफ स्ट्रेस, देन कैसे आप रिप्रेजेंट कर सकते हो? देन यू कैन सी हियर, this is y-axis and this is x-axis. Correct? Now see here, इसके पैरेलल में एक ऐसा प्लेन ड्रॉ कर सकता हूं क्या? Yes or no? Now what about this plane? This plane is nothing but this is y face. Yes or no? इसे क्या हम y face कह सकते हैं? Hello? Why it is called as y face? Because perpendicular to this particular plane we have y axis, इसलिए हम y face कहेंगे. And similarly this is called as x face because perpendicular to this plane here we have x axis. Yes or no? Correct? So here I am going to represent normal stress and shear stress in this plane, x plane and y plane. Yes or no? X face and y face. तो आप देख सकते हो, now perpendicular to this plane here we have sigma xx. Yes or no? And similarly parallel to this plane here we have shear stress, that is tau, which is acting in x phase and y direction. Yes or no? Correct? And similarly in y phase, if you can represent perpendicular to this plane, here we have sigma y phase y direction, that is normal stress. This is simply here we can write sigma y, or it is simply written as sigma x. And similarly parallel to this plane you can see here, this is acting in y phase and x direction. Yeah, yes or no? Correct? And perpendicular to this plane here we assume z axis. So two dimensional state of stress can be represented like this. Yes or no? And it can also written as like this. This is sigma x and this is tau xy and this is sigma y and this is tau yx. Yes or no? This is two-dimensional state of stress condition. Yes or no? Representation of two-dimensional state of stress. Yes or no? Correct? तो याद रखना ये जो स्ट्रेस एक्ट हो रही है, इधर सिग्मा y और टाउ yx और सिग्मा x और टाउ xy, these are actually acting in perpendicular to in plane in x phase and y phase. Yes or no? x और y फेस में एक्ट हो रही है, ये कोई z फेस में नहीं है. ये सार नो. और ये जो ब्लू कलर का प्लेन देख रहे हो, दिस इज नथिंग बट दिस इज z फेस. करेक्ट? तो इस फेस की स्ट्रेसेस नहीं है, एक्चुअली दीज स्ट्रेसेस आर एक्टिंग इन y फेस एंड x फेस. ये सार नो, जो कि हमें इस प्लेन में रिप्रेजेंट करना पड़ा है. ये सार नो, दिस इज टू डायमेंशनल स्टेट ऑफ स्ट्रेस कंडीशन. इज इट क्लियर? तो आई थिंक समझ में आ गया कैसे हम इसको रिप्रेजेंट करेंगे. नाउ दिस स्टेट ऑफ स्ट्रेस कैन आल्सो रिप्रेजेंटेड इन मैट्रिक्स फॉर्म. And suppose if we want to represent in three-dimensional, then here we get 3 by 3 matrices or no. Now you can see this is sigma x, this is tau xy, and this is tau xz. And similarly this is yx, tau yx, and this is sigma yy, and this is tau yz. And now you can say this is tau zx, this is tau zy, and this is tau, sorry, not tau, this is sigma zz. Yes or no? Then you can see here the rows of this matrix represents direction. Yes or no? This is x direction, this represent y direction. Yes or no? And this represent z direction. And similarly these columns represents, sorry, this is wrong. Actually this is not direction. This is phase, this is x phase, this is y phase, and this is z phase, correct? And these columns represents direction. Is it clear? This is x direction, this is y direction, and this is z direction. Is it clear? आप देख सकते हैं यहाँ पे x ये फिक्स है कि नहीं, डायरेक्शन फिक्स है. दिस इज कॉल्ड एज x डायरेक्शन, दिस इज y डायरेक्शन, एंड दिस इज z डायरेक्शन. yes or no? And similarly if you can represent this state of stress in 2D, करेक्ट, तो दोस्तों इसी में आप क्या करो, इसको कट कर दो, करेक्ट है. एंड इफ वी कट दिस थिंग देन हियर वी कैन गेट sigma x6, tau xy, tau yx, and sigma yy. This is two-dimensional representation of state of stress condition. yes or no? करेक्ट. तो दोस्तों इस तरीके से हम ग्राफिकली एंड मैट्रिक्स फॉर्म दोनों कैसे हम स्टेट ऑफ स्ट्रेस कंडीशन को रिप्रेजेंट कर सकते हैं. करेक्ट है. तो चलिए फिर यहीं पे सेशन को एंड करूंगा दोस्तों. थैंक्स फॉर वॉचिंग मी. अगर आपको मेरा लेक्चर पसंद आ रहा है तो इसे लाइक एंड शेयर करना मत भूलना, जिससे ज्यादा से ज्यादा स्टूडेंट्स को बेनिफिट मिल सके. करेक्ट है दोस्तों. और आप कंटिन्यूअस लेक्चर सीरीज को देखते रहिए. अब इंटरप्टेड सर्विस आपको मिलती रहेगी. थैंक्स फॉर वॉचिंग वंस अगेन.